Barbecue, and this is what I've got going on for you. Ribs, spare ribs, the whole spare ribs, not the little pansy St. Louis cut pretty ribs. No, this is the whole rack of spare ribs, and it's my Louisiana cane syrup spare ribs. Now, if you had seen my last video that I did about a month ago, 2-3 weeks ago now, on pork loin, I said that my pork loin recipe was inspired by my spare rib recipe, and that I'd be coming up with a spare rib video pretty soon. So anyway, this is it. A few years ago, I was mixing up a barbecue rub for spare ribs. It called for brown sugar, one of the recipes I'd found online. And I looked in the cabinet and I didn't have any brown sugar. And I got to thinking, I do have cane syrup. It's Louisiana. We've always got cane syrup. I buy mine at a local Christmas tree farm called Grant in Grant, Louisiana. Where I used to grow up, I used to buy it at the local fair. But you can get cane syrup lots of places, and if you can't, you can find it in the grocery store, usually under the Steens brand. I said, well, brown sugar's made out of cane syrup. Just cane syrup's undercooked brown sugar. So I put cane syrup on my ribs, and they turned out to be the best ribs I've ever had. And ever since then, I've been using cane syrup on my ribs. I like them. My family likes them. If I've served them to company, they like them. So I want to show you how I do the ribs. We'll go inside. I'll show you how I prep them. And I got the chimney of coals going back here. And we'll show you how I dump those out. Anyway, Louisiana spare ribs with Louisiana cane syrup. That's on Big Lou Barbecue today. All right. Got 2 slabs of full spare ribs here. I didn't St. Louis cut them. That's when you cut the tips off right here. I just like to cook the full slab. Now when you get ribs, they're gonna have a membrane right here. And you just get a little piece of paper towel and you pull that membrane off. There's a little piece left right there, but most of the time it's pretty easy to come on off. All right, and I've already done that with most of these ribs, but the membrane comes off about like that. I save the membrane and stick it in a little cast iron skillet and just fry it up for a little dog treat, make my dogs happy. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put mustard. So the membrane's already off of these. I already did put mustard all over them. All right, just like this. All right, and we turn them over. Mustard on this side. I just do the whole spares. I know a lot of people want to do, oh, you got to do St. Louis cut so they're pretty. Yeah, well, I got more meat on them if I do the whole spare, you know. You can save that meat if you cut it off for St. Louis cuts. All right, we'll do Worcestershire sauce. Both ribs, both sides. All right, mustard, Worcestershire sauce. Now, and then you're about to see the secret of why I like to do my ribs the way I do. A few years back, I was making up a barbecue rub, and I went to the cabinet, and lo and behold, we were out of brown sugar. And I didn't know what to do. I'm like, we're out of brown sugar. Well, heck, brown sugar's made from cane syrup. So you know what I did? Cane syrup. Louisiana cane syrup, and they turned out to be the best ribs I'd ever cooked, and I've been cooking ribs like that ever since. Just put that cane syrup on there, the mustard, the Worcestershire sauce, and the cane syrup all over these ribs. Just smear them in, rub them in, and then once you got the cane syrup all over them, all right, I'm gonna take just plain Cajun Creole seasoning. You can use Tony's brand, you can use Cajun Thunder, you can use whatever brand you like. I make mine myself. Basically, it's salt, cayenne pepper, chili powder, black pepper, garlic powder. That's about it. Chili. Yeah, it's a box of salt, about 1.5 ounces of black pepper, about 2 ounces of cayenne pepper, 1 ounce of chili powder, 1 ounce of garlic powder. You can play with a mixture, but that's about all Cajun Creole seasoning is. And then I don't have all those chemicals that they put in the store-bought stuff. And if you look at the store-bought stuff, it'll say it's got like silicon dioxide or something in there to prevent caking. I don't have to eat all that. All right, these ribs are sitting out. They're ready to go on the grill. Got to fire up the coals, get these ribs on. That's all it is, Big Lou Barbecue. All right, those coals are ready. Using my Old Smokey. And I've got some coals set up here and some coals set up on this side. And we're gonna put some right there, like that. We're gonna put some like that. And I got two pieces of oak limb from when I trimmed these oak trees back last year. That's gonna provide my smoke. Now, I got 2 bricks in there. You may remember this pan. Ooh, that's hot, man. You may remember that pan for my pork loin. That's what I use as a drip pan for my ribs. And then, got this old grill that I cut the 2 slats or ribs out of on each side so that I can add more coals during this about 3.5, 4 hour cook. All right, while that heats up, you go get the ribs. All right, you ask what kind of wood should you use? Well, let me tell you, it's real simple. The kind of wood you ought to use is the kind of wood you got. The second rule is any nut-bearing wood and most fruit-bearing woods, like pear or apple, that works real well. I don't know about citrus fruits, but hickory, oak, they bear a nut. You don't eat them, but you don't eat acorns and hickory nuts, but that's a good wood to use. Pecan's a good wood to use, walnut, whatever kind of wood you got, that's the kind of wood you use. So I'm using oak because that's the kind of wood I got. All right, put these ribs on, and in about 3.5 hours, we're gonna have some good ribs. All right, this is us putting the ribs on. I got them in a rib rack now. Rib rack sits just like that. I got the bone side up. And when the bones are showing about that much, they're just about ready. I will check it with a thermometer. All right. These ribs are gonna go. Turn the holes on this Old Smokey this way and that way. And we had about, it was at about 350. It's gonna calm down just a little bit. These ribs will be ready in a few hours. Big Lou Barbecue, Old Smokey Grill, spare ribs. Well, it's been about 2.5, 3 hours and they're about done. I just checked it with a thermometer. Trust me, they're done. Look at that right there. Oh, you see how the bone's coming down about 1/2 inch? That means they're done. I wish you could smell them. If we had smell-o-vision, oh, you'd be happy. Because these things smell better than they look, and they look pretty darn good. Anyway, we're gonna pull them in, let them rest, and cut them up. Got the slab out of the rack, right here, ready to go. Just cut them up like that. They cut real tender. Just cut the whole slab like this. Now, if you didn't St. Louis cut them, there's gonna be a little bit of cartilage right there. Let's take a look at what they look like. Little bit of smoke ring right there. And let's see, you could just tear a piece off and still be on the bone a little bit. Oh. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Big Lou Barbecue, barbecue ribs, Louisiana cane syrup. Delicious.